Hello everyone, welcome to GM564 Winter Term 2021-2022, that's term number 2. This is Operations Management for Managers, GM564, and my name is Rick Riddle. So the purpose of this video is to cover a little bit about what's required for this class. So I have only 15 minutes and I don't do a really good job. I talk quickly. I don't do a really good job. This is about the 6th time I've done this video this particular term, and this is the last time I'm going to do it, so hopefully I'm going to do a better job this time. So what's required for the class? The course text is Operations Management by Stevenson, the 14th edition, with a copyright of 2021. No other text are required. If you want to use the Wall Street Journal for the class, you can. You don't have to purchase a Wall Street Journal for the class. What else is required for the class? Well, in terms of grading, the grade is made up of 4 components. 25% of the grade is based on threaded discussion participation, 40% for homework, 30% for the final project, and 5% for the module paper. And we use the standard Franklin Pierce MBA grading policies. All right. In terms of the class itself, each week we have 12 weeks, 12 individual modules. The class covers 15 weeks because there's 3 weeks off, 1 week for Thanksgiving, 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's. The weeks generally run on a Monday to Sunday basis. The first week covers chapters 1 and 2. The first week, every week is going to have, week number 1 through 10 is going to have 1 threaded discussion question and homework problems as well. Week number 11, the only due item is going to be the course project, and week number 12, the only due item is the module paper. Week number 1, everything is due on Sunday night because you don't have accessibility to the syllabus or anything until Sunday itself. However, please try to post a threaded discussion before Sunday because nobody will be able to respond to you if everybody waits until Sunday to post. All right, homework for week number 1 is pages 65 to 66, and this is assuming that you have the regular standard textbook. It's chapter number 2. Problems, and the homework is always going to be the problem sections, problems number 4, 6, and 9. The problems themselves, not discussion questions, not the questions, but the problems themselves at the end of the chapter. All right. After week number 1, we have a week off for Thanksgiving. Then we start a little bit different in terms of due dates, starting with module number 2, continuing through module number 10. Initial post for threaded discussion due not later than Wednesday night, and threaded discussion will close promptly at 9 p.m. on Saturday night. That's from week number 2 right through the end of the term. Homework remains due on Sunday night with early submissions appreciated. However, module number 4, I should say, because of the holiday, homework will be due on Saturday night, December 18th. I appreciate early submissions on the homework if you possibly can. All right, so let's talk about what else is required for the class. So threaded discussion again, week number 1, you need to post initial posts and follow-ups not later than Sunday night. Starting with week number 2, you need to post your initial post not later than Wednesday night. I will tell you that everything for the class is available to you immediately, so if you want to post your initial post for any discussion question, do your homework early, that's totally applicable, but you need to post a little bit in threaded discussion in the week of the post itself, right? So post by Wednesday night and then post peer responses not later than Saturday night at 9 p.m. If you wait until Wednesday night to post your initial response and post only follow-ups only on Saturday night, basically night being after 6 p.m., then you're going to get not better than a B grade. I'm looking for everybody to post 3 to 5 total responses. 3 or 4 is totally fine and totally sufficient for me for each threaded discussion question on 3 different days, starting with week number 2. So if you post on Wednesday, then Thursday and Friday, or Thursday and Saturday, or Friday and Saturday, but 3 different days for posting. All posts should add content to the discussion board. The initial post should have a header, if at all applicable, bold and underline. That might be the name of the company that you're using as an example, or the tool, or whatever might be a proper header. All posts should be well written, spell check used, proofreading. I do not allow you to edit any post after you've hit the post button, so it's up to your responsibility to properly read your post, proofread your post before you hit the post button. Right? All posts need to add content to a discussion board. Please avoid any comments like "thanks for your post," "great post," "I agree," "right on," anything like that. Anything that doesn't add content to the discussion board, those phrases should be totally avoided. Right? Please. What else? Posts should be easy to read, easy on the eyes. So for example, bulleted text, short paragraphs, underlining, highlighting, or bolding key chapter terms that you're applying, things like that that make your post easy to read. Right? Again, well-written MBA writing style. I will take off points for poorly written posts. Problem, chapter, problems, and assignments. So every module number 1 through module number 10, there are going to be chapter problems. Those are going to be submitted as one single Excel or Word file, not a PDF file, one single file, not later than Sunday night. If you wait until Sunday night to post it, drop you off your homework, you forget about it, you post the wrong file, I'm sorry, you waited until late Sunday, you get no credit for the homework. If you post it, drop it off, say by Saturday night, and you post the wrong file or something, I will allow you to submit the correct file. I generally don't accept late homeworks except under truly extenuating circumstances. I will be the judge of what is a truly extenuating circumstance. My computer broke down is not an extenuating circumstance. My internet connection closed down on Saturday night, not an extenuating circumstance, especially if you're somebody who waits until late Saturday evening every week to submit. Right? And I may take an excuse once, but I probably won't take it again. All right, so in terms of your homework, everything needs to be labeled. Problem numbers, part numbers. You need to show your work, highlight your answers. Right? That's required. If it's a graph that you need to do and you have a hard time doing a graph on Excel, you can take a picture of the graph and insert it into your Word or Excel document. Now, if you choose to use, you can use QM for Windows or QM for Excel. If you took the Quantitative Techniques class, you can use that for some of your homework assignments. If you want to, there are links in the first unit for where you can download those. You don't need to use those. You can totally do everything by hand. That's totally applicable. There is no software for this class specifically. So you can use the Solver add-in, which is built into part of Excel. And again, I have some instructions for you on week number 1 and how you can actually use the Solver and a short example of how to use Solver, which can be helpful to you with some of your items. What else? Course project. And just to kind of go back to the chapter problems, you don't need to use QM for Windows again. You can if you want to, or QM for Excel. The course project. The course project is basically 2 parts really to the course project. The first part of it is that part of your homework for module number 6 is to give me what you're actually going to be doing as your topic for your project. So this is going to make sure that people have been thinking about the project. So the first 6 weeks, I suggest that you read ahead in the textbook so you know what the tools are in the class, because what you need to do is you need to not research the course project, but apply a couple of the course tools to your company, a prior company, your wife's company, a friend's company, your hobby that you do, some volunteer work, something like that. All right? Now, you are required to actually apply the course tools, so you will need to submit a data set. So that data set can be key items that are confidential, can be hidden from me, but I need to have the data set itself. So if you need to change the names to protect the innocent, for example, that's totally applicable. But if you can't submit the data set, then you need to find something else. So what you might use quality control, just-in-time inventory, materials requirement planning, enterprise resource planning, project management, master scheduling, etc. You can use regression as one of several tools in your project, but since people will be doing a regression project as part of the Quantitative Techniques class, that cannot be, you can't submit that as your only part of this class. So regression is applicable as one of several tools that you may use as part of your project submission. You can use anything other than that, other than just regression. You can use other things, anything that's covered in the class as a tool, like you might use a process blueprint, for example, and you can use anything that we cover or in the chapters that we don't cover as well. Right? The homework, the file I should say, for your project is going to be due week number 11. It needs to show that you worked on this project all term long. If it shows that you did everything in week number 11, it's probably not going to get a very good grade. If it's a research project only, not better than a C for sure. Right? So it needs to be an application. So again, 2 parts to it. Give me your, in module number 6, part of your homework is to give me what the topic is going to be that you're going to be using and what the tools you're going to be using. So again, please read ahead, week numbers 1 through 6. Use your holiday breaks to read the rest of the book so you can know what you're going to apply and maybe have an idea where you can apply it. Other item that's due for this class is you have a module paper. The module paper is due in week number 12. It's basically similar to the module paper of what you've done in other classes. It applies this class to your foundation paper. So 3 parts of the module paper. And the module paper is due in Thursday. It's the only item for week number 12, so that item is due quicker. Now, I don't remember if I mentioned, so I just want to go back if I didn't emphasize this as well. Homework is generally due on Sunday night, but week number, or so I should say module number 4, homework is due on Saturday night because of the holiday. All right? So go back to the module paper. The module paper, first part of the module paper, what did you learn from the class? Second part of the module paper, how does this class itself, so first part, what did you learn from the class? Not what did we cover in the class, what did you learn? Some students summarize pretty much everything that we covered in the class as a kind of way of relearning, make sure that kind of reinforcing or emphasizing what they actually learned. It reinforces what they learned in the class by listing everything that they learned and basically what the key items were for you, key takes from the class. Part number 2, how does this class fit into your goals and objectives? How can you apply class learning to your life, to your job, to volunteer work, etc.? And part number 3, how does this class fit into your foundation paper itself? Is there any need to change the goals and objectives as outlined in your foundation paper as a result of this class or anything else that happened during the term? Like, for example, a job change, relocation, something like that. And if there's no need to change anything, you need to specifically say that. Now keep in mind that I don't have your foundation paper, so I don't know what you said in your foundation paper, and yeah, I don't want your foundation paper to read, but keep in mind that, you might say, I said this in my foundation paper, and this is how the class applies to my foundation paper. All right. So let me take a minute. I only have a couple minutes left here to kind of show you a little bit about what's in the website for the class. So what you see is going to be maybe a little bit different than what I see for the class. But you're going to see a lot of items for the first unit because the first unit has a syllabus video. It also has a short video and a lesson on how to use Solver, which is part of the basic Excel program, which can help you with some of your homework. It's a really, really great tool. Then we have the notes from the chapters. We have PowerPoints for the chapters. We have some video links for the chapters. I did check the first couple of them, and they do seem to work fine. I do have a link here for you if you want to download QM for Windows or QM for Excel. And again, I have the information for the 2 chapters here. Then we have the first discussion question, which in the first case of the first week, it is the introductions only. Now keep in mind what you're going to see is due dates for discussion is when the initial post is due. So for week number 1, it's going to be for Sunday night. For the later weeks, it's going to be Wednesday night. I can't put in the calendar what the final due date is going to be, but starting with module number 2, it's going to be Saturday night at 9 p.m. Right? I'm sorry, I lied. I told you that there was only 1 discussion question for each unit. There are actually 2 for the first unit because one of the discussion questions is only about introduction. The other one actually applies course concepts. But the other units, starting with module number 2, have only 1 discussion question applicable to you. Now, you see in my video that you see there is a second discussion question. That's not applicable to you. You won't actually see that when you actually open it up. So module number 1 has 2 discussion questions. The other modules have module number 1 has 2 discussion questions. The other modules have only 1. All right, so homework due date is the due date that shows up on the calendar. Homework must be submitted in the Dropbox for the project and for the individual items. You must use the Dropbox. I can't drop an item for you. Same thing for the project as well. All right, so I'm run out of time, so I am going to stop with the video. I apologize that I talk fast and such. but hopefully you get something out of watching and listening to the video. Thank you so much.